When I gave my sister-in-law a baby book, I accidentally told her about her affair with my husband's friend. With the family in a mess right now. We've known each other since high school. My sister-in-law Cheryl, who is 28 years old, and our husband Charlie, who is 26 years old. Charlie and I were high school sweethearts, and we're in the same year. Since our second year of dating, we've been together. Cheryl has always been different. She's always been mean to me. Since we both felt the same way, I'd like to think that we were enemies in high school. Even though she was 2 years older than me and my classmates, she was still very mean to me. She was a bully who was violent, and sadly, nothing has changed. In high school, I was the only one who could stand up to her. It was known that Cheryl and her friends would abuse anyone they met, so everyone was scared. Some even switched schools because of the bad behavior or lies they spread. They were really awful. This is true. I had never scared Charlie before we started going out together. I had known her brother for a long time. I didn't think of Cheryl as an unbeatable force because I spent a lot of time at his house and we were good friends. It looked like she was just another kid. That's how I think everyone should have seen her. But high school is crazy. But I wasn't scared of Cheryl. When I started dating Charlie, I became even more brave. She likely felt useless against me even though she was a senior, and this made her sad. She did something really bad to me once. As always, there was a lot of fish water in my locker when I opened it in the morning. I got hit by a dead fish. From head to toe, I was covered in gross, sticky sludge. It was so rude that I had to go home, which was embarrassing and disheartening. I was sure it was Cheryl, even though I couldn't prove it. We had a very heated argument in the canteen the day before. She was with her friends when I called her a brain-dead zombie. Some of them laughed. She did that to me because she couldn't let that go. Charlie thought it had to be his sister too, and things got very hot between them. But he was still able to get her to stop, even though she wouldn't say sorry to me. Chad and I had been dating for years, but Cheryl and I never talked again after that. But my in-laws told Cheryl and me that now that Charlie and I were married, we needed to work harder to get along. Last year. It made them feel bad that nosy family members were wondering why we didn't talk to each other or just looked at each other at family events. I was ready to leave high school behind and move on with my life. I promised to be polite, and Cheryl and I shook hands in the right way. We weren't going to be best friends right away, even though we agreed to get along at family events instead of ignoring each other. Things looked good a year ago. When we saw each other, we would always say hello and then move on. I thought our bad feelings were over, but she was mean to me again. When she didn't bring anything to my birthday party a few months ago, it was fine. Even though I was opening gifts for everyone, she told me she was teaching me how to cook, and told me about an online program she bought at the party in an email. It wasn't funny to me or anyone else, even though she said it was meant to be funny. In this case, it was really bad because I made everything myself that day. I have never been taught to cook, but I've always liked trying new things in the kitchen. I've liked cooking since I was a little kid. Like she was going to teach me how to cook, she said something really mean. Soon after, she ate all of the dinner I had made for her. As Charlie said, I was the one who made everything happen. After getting up at 6:30 a.m. to make sure everything was perfect, I really thought about it. No one really laughed, even after she made it clear that it was a joke. A few people laughed just to make her stop, but she wouldn't. Even though she said she was joking, but she really thought I should learn how to cook because everything she had eaten that day had made her sick, and she warned me that she could throw up at any time. She also joked that everyone should clear the way for her to go to the toilet if she had to throw up. As the night went on, she was really getting on my nerves, so I was glad when she left. The whole day she made jokes about how bad my food is, which isn't true, and she didn't even bother to say goodbye. Charlie and the others said that the dinner was great. So, I have no idea what she was talking about. I have to say that since my birthday, I began to believe she might be a good person, but I chose to stop caring for her. She looked like the mean girl from high school, and she didn't need to be my friend. Last week was Cheryl's birthday. I asked her to come to my party, but we haven't been getting along since. She still had to invite me. To keep the peace in the family, she asked me to come along because she thought Charlie would be strange without me. It turned out to be a mistake. I chose to let her take the medicine by herself. I gave her the book What to Expect When You're Expecting because I heard something about it in a chat a few weeks ago. Cheryl came to our house 3 weeks ago. She looked sad and really wanted to talk to Charlie by herself. She had no idea that I was waiting outside for her and listening to them talk. I let them talk in the living room. Even though I knew it was wrong, I wanted to listen in because I was interested and Charlie could fill in for me when she had to leave. I knew Cheryl was going to have a baby, but she was very worried because she didn't feel ready to be a mom. She had come to talk to her brother. She didn't feel ready, but Charlie told her to talk to her husband. Since she wasn't expecting to get pregnant, they could talk about ending the pregnancy if she still feels unfit. He thought that if she talked to her husband, it would help her relax and deal with things better. After making her feel a little better, Cheryl left. I told Charlie what I had heard as she was leaving. We both agreed that the way she had been acting was odd. It was strange that she came to us instead of her husband, even though she wasn't ready for a child. Some of the things she said made it sound like she wanted Charlie to help her end the pregnancy, but he wasn't ready to be so dishonest. He thought that her partner should be told about any plans before they were made. We thought that since she was married, her husband or wife would at least. She should be a part of the conversation, even if she has the final say. We haven't heard anything else about her baby since then. Still, I gave her the book as a little joke. She didn't open the gifts in front of everyone at the party, which was a good thing, but it didn't matter because the book was really bothering her. At some point, her partner might decide to leave her. The day after her birthday, she called me crying and said I had ruined her marriage and her life on purpose. She talked about something I didn't understand. For some reason, she was so angry that I couldn't even get her to tell me what was going on. She hung up the phone quietly and left without saying anything else. My in-laws called me and told me everything that had happened. It looks like she was opening every gift she got with her husband when that book came out. I had even written on the book that Charlie and I were happy for her and wanted to thank her. I couldn't wait to play with her like she did on my birthday, even though she hadn't told anyone about the pregnancy yet. I had no idea that the results would be so bad. Because he couldn't have children, she couldn't get pregnant through him. She didn't know this. Now it looks like she might have cheated. Both she and her husband had voiced doubts in the past. That book confirmed what he already thought. Everyone in the family doesn't know for sure if she cheated or not, but let's face it, she wasn't naturally unable to become a mother. Besides, I'm not good at that. Charlie was the only person who knew she had gone to him to try to get rid of the pregnancy in secret. We now know why she wanted to keep it a secret and why she felt so sick when she talked to him. Because she is a mother, he could follow her around, which she can't do if she wants to end the pregnancy without telling him. It would be risky to even take out money because it would be a big amount and raise questions. Cheryl did everything she could to make her husband believe that I was joking and nothing was wrong. He didn't agree with her that the book was fake. Unless there was some truth to it, he didn't think Charlie and I could pull off such a joke. He told Cheryl to leave, so she now lives with her parents. The woman's in-laws told me to tell her husband that I only gave her the book for fun. Because he was worried that she was cheating on him, they thought I could convince him to talk to her about it and make things right. Because she was so loyal, more questions had to be asked. That's not what I think because they think I did something wrong and should not have done it. We haven't talked in a week because of my in-laws. Because of how she behaved well at my birthday party. I believe what I did was right. If she wanted peace in her marriage, she should have stayed true to her husband. I don't think I should be blamed for it because I had no idea it would cause so much trouble. It wouldn't be fair to blame me for that. Charlie has the same thoughts. He thinks the gift was too much given what happened at my birthday party, but he doesn't tell me to say sorry to Cheryl or even talk to her husband about it. Because her marriage is in danger, my in-laws keep arguing with us and telling us that we should fix the issue. They think the family might get a divorce if we can't show her husband that this whole thing was a joke. If she was pregnant when she talked to Charlie and her husband can't have children, she was cheating on him. We don't want anything to do with that if that's the case. Not even our defense. Besides that, the book was just her way of punishing me for the jokes she told me on my birthday. I had no idea it would end up like this. There's no reason for me to feel bad. I didn't mean to do it, after all. Still, they all act like I'm the bad guy. The mastermind behind some evil plan to kill her, whether I meant to or not. It's really strange. Of all of a sudden, I'm not sure about the choices I made. As a wonderful birthday present, Aid sent my sister-in-law a book about pregnancy. First, we haven't talked to Cheryl's husband yet, even though it's been 2 weeks since I gave her the book. We will also stick to the fact that she was having an affair with another man based on the information we have now. I don't know for sure, but I think it's a friend from high school. Even worse, I think it's Charlie's friend because we had a more heated talk about it a few days ago. I am on the phone with Cheryl. She said that her friend was just as bad as she was, and it wasn't fair that she was being blamed for everything. Not only was he not being criticized, he wasn't even ready to stand up for her. We're not sure which person she's talking about, but Charlie has a lot of married high school friends. It doesn't really bother us that much. It hasn't always been easy to take care of my in-laws. I believe they are still not done. They want me to talk to her husband before he files for divorce. He says he will do it over and over and over. But if that's really what he wants, he should have broken up with her sooner. I don't know why he's waiting. They think they still have time, and I think that if I talk to him, I could get him to not break up with her. Tell him it was just a joke to get along with her. Since I have nothing to do with this drama, I'm not going to get hurt in it. I just want to relax and take it easy, even though they've been making things hard for us. We finally had to make the hard choice yesterday and block all 3 of them because they were bothering us. After more than 2 weeks, we can't keep trying to explain our point of view to them. While many of the people who commented on my first piece thought it was wrong of me to do what I did, and she did pick on me in high school. I don't think I should feel bad about what I did since she was living with someone else. If someone doesn't agree with me, they can in our free country. Second update. Hey there. 3 days after our last report, we were finally able to come up with the person she had been seeing. She talked about someone she knew who turned out to be one of Charlie's best friends. I was a little surprised by this. Charlie had been complaining to his friends about how hard life had been for him the past 2 weeks because his family was acting strangely. It looks like his friend told because he was about to lose it. He lied to Charlie on the phone by saying that he was seeing Cheryl. It looks like this began about a year ago, around the time of our wedding. We were pretty shocked, and we're still not sure what it all means. We weren't ready for such a breach, because Charlie is close with all of his friends. From what we saw, this man and his wife, who had been married for 3 years, seemed to really love each other. The woman is someone I know very well. She talks about her husband all the time. I'm just a little sad for her right now. We decided right away to end the relationship, but we haven't told anyone yet because we don't want to hurt his reputation. But this is not at all something we will be thinking about going forward. The person who needs to know the truth the most is his wife, so we told him to be honest with her. It's something that no one should ever have to go through. Besides that, he showed us proof that Cheryl had cheated on her husband with him. We both agreed that if we let ourselves get involved in this situation, nothing good would come of it. Because of this, our last call is still blocking them. We don't think they've told anyone else about this. Everyone still thinks that Charlie's family doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes and that we get along great with my in-laws. Given the situation, it would be very embarrassing for the family, so I think they're hiding things to protect their good name. I like how much they care about how other people see them, even though I think it's just a show. We don't want to deal with other people right now, so this helps us hide everything. We already have a lot to do. Chuck's cousin is going to get married soon, so they have to go to the wedding. We don't know if Cheryl or my in-laws will show up because of how things are right now, but if they do, it will be very rare for all of us. Number 3. Hello, this is my report after more than 2 months. The last 2 months have not been very interesting. We forgot about my in-laws after we broke up with them. They didn't try to get in touch with us because they didn't have any news either. We thought that Cheryl and her husband might have been able to get along since she never told us she was pregnant or getting divorced. I guess that's good for them. We don't really care about what's going on in their marriage because we both know that cheating is always known. When her husband finds out the truth, she will definitely get what she deserves. It seems likely that she found a way to end the pregnancy. We're not interested in what happened, so we didn't worry about it and went about our business. That was before we went to his family's wedding a few days ago. Everyone was there, even my in-laws and Cheryl's husband. We didn't want to say hello to each other once we got there. We pretended they weren't there. It was clear that the other people in the house saw it right away. A lot of different people began to question us. There was talk going on around them, but they were trying to be cool about it. We just tried to stay away from each other though, so no one would bother us. We did nothing fun for anyone. Used a different plan. We already knew what was going on, but she still chose to talk trash. We had only been in the fun since she was only staying at the hotel for 3 days and would soon be going home. We were ready to put up with her. She said such mean things about us, though, that we had to talk to her about it. Unfortunately, that caused a fight between our families that could be seen at the rehearsal dinner. Charlie and his cousin got along great, so I felt bad for them, but it was someone else's wedding. Let's look at how we messed up one of the events. We had to leave before the wedding even started because we couldn't stay much longer after seeing what we saw. Since then, we've told his cousin more than once that we're sorry. Even though she seems okay with it, we are still very upset about what happened. But Cheryl and my in-laws were the ones who did it. They made all of this trouble, and they didn't even say sorry to Charlie's cousin. At least we chose to leave. The other family members almost begged them to leave after we left. It's only fair they deserve to be put down like this. When we called to say sorry the day before her wedding, Charlie's cousin told him about it, which made both of us pretty happy. Cheryl was telling her family and anyone else who would listen that we tried to ruin her marriage by making up an affair, which is what started our fight in the first place. She told us that our plan to ruin her marriage didn't work. We already said that wasn't true because we don't really think about her married life. By moving in with her, her husband had shown what a fool he was. We were even ready to ignore that because we were at someone else's wedding and didn't want to bother anyone. After that, she said, I told her that I wanted to get close to her husband and that our marriage was open, which was why I had always been so jealous of her. That's too much for us to handle. We chose to talk to her then. I finally showed everyone the pictures we got from Charlie's friend on the night of the wedding dinner. I had been keeping them to myself for a long time. Charlie and I thought this was our last chance to stand up for ourselves, though. It was not possible for her to say anything and get away with it. Now that her husband or wife knows the truth, he can't deny it, if he makes the right choice for her. It's up to him if he walks away from her and himself. They will no longer be questioning us, at least. At least we didn't get kicked out because we left quietly and on our own. We are still trying to get over those awful few days, but they were really bad. Everyone in Cheryl's family knows what kind of person she is. It makes me sad that her husband tried to make things right with her even though it wasn't necessary. I really hope he gets the guts to run away. Should he decide to stay with her, he has no self-respect or manners. Because we had been saying for so long that the other person was killing her marriage, we finally chose to do it. She tried to scare us, and now she'll have to pay for it. It's not clear how she planned to get rid of all of this. Charlie and I have been disobeying our mom since we were in high school. From my point of view, we've shown that we're not scared of her. We also weren't going to give up at this point. That's something she should have known. Version 4. In this way, it is happening. We got back from Charlie's cousin's wedding 2 weeks ago, and today I finally heard from a few friends that Cheryl and her husband are getting a divorce. She said that during this hard time, everyone should respect each other's privacy and that they had both chosen to go their separate ways. How much fake information does this bag have? Because she acts like no one was at the wedding and her whole family doesn't know the truth about why they are getting a divorce, we will certainly give her peace. I don't understand why she's acting like she knows what she's doing. There's no need for anyone to ask what happened. Charlie told a few of his friends first, which meant that even her friends knew about it. We don't feel bad about what we did. We didn't need to feel bad about what we did or regret her, because she had said so many false things about us in the past. We'll go down with her if she does. It's time. We think it was the right thing to do to take her down a notch because she's always been mean. We're happy to be the ones who do that. It doesn't bother us if that makes some people think we're bad guys. In this case, my in-laws have chosen to keep us out of their lives totally. They even had their lawyer call Charlie to let him know that they had decided to stay away from us, and that it was likely they would not give us any of the wealth either. Like we were going to find out and start begging for forgiveness right away. It's not going to happen. We are not things that can be bought with cash. Cheryl has also been living off of her parents or husband since she finished, so they may want to keep all of their money to themselves for the rest of their lives. That being said, they can keep their money in Cheryl if they want to. We behaved in a way that we thought was right. We're not going to say sorry or try to make things right. Charlie and I are happy with the way things are in our lives right now. We don't care about anyone else. Thank you for seeing. Anyone who hasn't already joined should click the bell to stay up to date on more shocking true stories happening in your area.